Hey everybody, welcome back to the Dex, where we cover trivia and strategy for a different Pokemon each week. I'm Hiker Alex.
And I'm Pokekells.
Okay, first of all, we gotta address the elephant in the room.
I know.
I shaved again!
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, you did.
What, did you think I was gonna talk about your pink hair?
Well, sort of.
Well, I was kinda waiting for it to turn blue first. I mean, look, it's an awesome special effect. It's a great idea for this week's Pokemon.
What?
Sure.
It's not a special effect. I dyed my hair pink.
What?
I told you I was gonna do it. We talked about the last thing that was said in the last episode.
So this is your real hair?
Yes. It's Gastrodon.
It's not gonna turn blue.
No.
Gastrodon is the sea slug Pokemon from Gen 4. It evolves from Shellos, it's one of a few water-ground types in the game, and one of just a handful of Pokemon who have cosmetic variations based on the location they were caught. Also, I love Gastrodon. West Sea, Best Sea. Let's go.
Gastrodon's name comes from the word gastropod, which is Latin for stomach foot, and happens to be the name of the class of animals that includes all slugs and snails. Also, the suffix don means lord, so I guess that means Gastrodon is lord of the slugs. He's the slug king, the best slug. Whatever you want to slice it like.
Long ago, Gastrodon had a sturdy shell that protected its body, but nowadays it's a gooey, squishy, cuddly dope with no bones. That is because as the sea slug Pokemon, Gastrodon shares a lot with actual sea slugs. The first being that most sea slugs are in fact sea snails genealogically who have lost their shells over evolutionary time.
Sea slugs are great. I know that I think most animals are cute, but I have a special love for snails and slugs. First of all, most sea slugs, and the ones I'm sure Gastrodon draws most inspiration from, are called nudibranchs, which is a hilarious name. But these little crazies are crazy for style. They're bright, colorful, crazy-looking animals, and they can be darn adorable too.
Yeah, and aside from their incredible good looks, Gastrodon also shares sea slug traits like regeneration and being able to secrete poison. Don't believe me? Peep, recover, and toxic, boy!
So then, hey Alex, let me ask you a question.
Is it, how are you coping with my beautiful pink hair?
No, more like, why aren't we doing animal influences for our segment this week?
Oh, yeah, well, how could we when we have so much more mystery lurking behind the balls?
Okay, you know what? In retrospect, I understand why that's a bad name for a segment.
Yeah.
Do you really think my hair is beautiful?
Yes.
So Gastrodon's East Sea Pokemon Sun Pokedex entry states that a team of researchers is scouring the oceans of the world in search for a Gastrodon in a color never seen before. And the Moon entry offers that experiments are being conducted to discover what happens when a Gastrodon is raised in a location other than the sea where it was born. Aside from just being really interesting bits, this might actually be a little Easter egg tying into the early development of Gastrodon. In
an interview with Nintendo Power from 2007, Pokemon artist Ken Sugimori revealed that there's also a sea slug Pokemon that we weren't able to put in Ruby and Sapphire that we were able to put in this one, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. They were apparently postponed to a later game because of time constraints, and between games, their design also changed.
There's no direct evidence that this Pokemon was actually 100% Gastrodon, but in the sound test for Ruby and Sapphire, there's 2 unused cries on slots 266 and 269 of the driver test menu that sound suspiciously like an early version of Shellos and Gastrodon cries.
And in Diamond and Pearl, there's some early sprites of Shellos and Gastrodon that combine elements of both the East and West Sea designs, but with more ornate bodies and pink and brown West Sea coloration. We're pretty happy with the choice to split into 2 varieties though, especially since its inspiration has so many beautiful variations.
Yeah man, West Sea Gastrodon is definitely in my top 5 faves, and learning a little bit more about its history makes it that much cooler, yo! Also, it totally reminds me of Wallace, but that's neither here nor there when you look behind the balls. Ugh, that kind of feels bad to say.
Yeah, but you know what? Let's run that back a bit. Did you say that Gastrodon reminds you of Wallace?
Yeah, check out this picture of Wallace and this picture of Gastrodon. They're both so blank and loyal and dumb and earnest.
Whatever.
Also, it's a bulky water ground type, which is my favorite type of Pokemon, and I'm happy to report that it's also been kicking some serious vertebrate butt in this VGC 2017 this year.
All right, well now that I can segue out of. Gastrodon VGC 17 battle strategy starts right now.
Yeah, Pokemon! Go plus.
Ooh, congratulations.
So good.
Yeah. One of the big changes between VGC 16 and 17 is that power has been rebalanced and the pace of matches has been slowed down a bunch due to a resurgence of bulky support Pokemon. Gastrodon fits well into this role with its water-ground typing and stats, but the real treasure here is its ability Storm Drain, which eats single-target water attacks to boost its special attack stat, effectively making it immune to both water and electric moves. Start with the sassy one and train it in HP, defense, and special defense.
The main thing here is that it's a great switch-in partner for Pokemon who attract water and electric type moves, like Alolan Marowak, Gyarados, or Celesteela, and it can help you pivot to gain the advantage in these situations. But you should also be supportive with stab moves like Earthquake and Scald, which can burn the opponent and gets a little boost from Storm Drain if you do take a water move on the chin.
Because of this strat, you're going to want to keep Gastrodon alive as long as possible, so go in holding a Citrus Berry for insurance, and as always with bulky supporters, Protect is going to be your best friend, not only for stopping damage, but also for stalling and waiting out things like Trick Room and Tailwind and Weather as well.
And speaking of stalling, the last move slot should probably go to Toxic just because the attack power isn't really Gastrodon's strength. And if you want to be able to cause some lasting damage, even if they're able to knock you out, I don't know, it feels dirty, but it's how you gotta win the game sometimes, kids.
And that's it. Of course, that's not the only way to train a Gastrodon, so as always, here are a few random thoughts.
Gastrodon also has access to Ice Beam. Use it with a Rindo Berry to cover your glaring 4x weakness to grass types, or if you're not feeling suicidal, just mess up some Dragon's Day with it instead. Looking at you, Garchomp and Salamence.
As I have long expressed, I believe the mental war is as important as the literal battle when it comes to winning Pokemon matches. Sure, it takes up a move slot, but sometimes, watching a Gastrodon you think you're about to knock out get half its HP back with Recover can literally just wreck your entire soul.
And finally, we would be remiss not to mention the good old Moringa Berry, which pairs well with Recover since it boosts your special defense one stage once you're hit with a special attack. Man, look at us, it's like we're back in Gen 4 when the battle strategies lasted 20 minutes on a good day.
And that's it, Gastrodon. Whether you like the West or East more, it doesn't really matter because both of them are Lords of the Slugs.
Yeah, but the West Sea is the best sea.
Whatever, you would say that with your beautiful pink hair. Anyway, if you want to share your own behind-the-scenes Pokemon knowledge or suggest a Pokemon for next time, let us know in the comments, or if you'd rather meet up with like-minded Pokemaniacs in a chill, cool environment, follow the invite link in the description and join our official Discord server.
Thanks again for watching, and thanks to our Patreon supporters who literally keep the show rolling along. I'm Pokekels.
And I'm Hiker Alex. Tune in next week for another vengeful episode of The Dex.